this song? Yeah, maybe when you walk, crosswalk, right? Yeah, I think it's a really cute song, but at the same time, this is really this song, including a profound kind of wish and meaning. Yeah, sounds like this song says about something that everybody already knows, right? But is it so? Do you really stop and listen before you cross the street by using your eyes, using your ears, then using your feet? Most of the time, we are prone to do while doing something different, like talking to your friends, using your smartphone, listening to your music. It becomes inattentive about what we're doing, right? Especially walking across the street. Due to this, sometimes accident happens, right? Sadly. So I think this is an important song. This kind of lead kids to stop and be mindful of their circumstances displayed upon them. Just like this song tells us, I believe there are many important things like gems that we pass through without realizing. The Washington Post conducted a special social experiment in 2007, about a long time ago, right? In a crowded subway station during the morning rush hour, a young man in jeans and baseball cap played a violin. It may be a common sight, but what if it were the world famous violinist? A violinist stood in the Washington subway station dressed as a kind of street musician. His name was Joshua Bell, who is a Germany World Award-winning violinist. If you were to buy a concert ticket, it could cost you more than $100 per seat. Moreover, the violin he was playing was worth $3.5 million. Yeah. They videotaped the event and observed people's behaviors. It was 7:51 a.m. on Friday, January 12th, the middle of the morning rush hour. In the next 43 minutes, as a violinist performed 6 classical pieces, 1,097 people passed by. Almost all of them were on the way to work. It turned out only 27 people stopped to listen to him. And only one person recognized him. Oh, you're Joshua Bell. Right. There was no applause, no crowd, and only $32 in chips collected. Joshua Bell was very disappointed with this result of this experiment. And Joshua Bell, he would have played the most beautiful melody on his $300 million violin, just as he did at his concert. And the melody must have reached the ear of the people passing by on subway, and they must have heard it. However, busy people working at the subway probably did not receive the beautiful melody and passed by. If I had been there, I would have passed by without stopping, maybe, because it will be really in hurry. If we do not have a moment to stop and listen to one of the best musicians in the world playing the best music ever written, how many other things they are missing? How many other things are we missing? We ordinary people do not see things as they really are. We see things through this colored glasses of our ego, which prevents us from seeing the things as they really are. Even when looking at the same person, each person has his or her their own viewpoint. Even I myself often change my view depending on my position, situation, or age. The roots of our viewpoint is based on the mindset of one's own way or the other. So even if we think we are looking at the things dispassionately, we are only seeing the things the way we want to see them. Everyone is looking at the things through their own colored glasses, judging good and bad, right and wrong, favorable or unfavorable. This Buddha, the Buddha that we revere at the Jodo Shinshu Church, Jodo Shinshu Temple, is called Amida Buddha, right? The meaning of the word Amida is infinite light and infinite life. The reason why this Buddha is called the Buddha of infinite light and light is because this Buddha gives us various realizations. This Buddha is called the Buddha of light because the Buddha shines its light on the things that we cannot understand, even if we think about them in our head, such as our true nature and joy of living with life and death. And because Buddha gives us a peace of mind. The light of Amida Buddha reaches everyone, and it is our great joy to be able to encounter this light. Since this light is not visible to this eyes, there are those who can encounter it, and those who cannot. It is as if the most beautiful melody that reaches our ears makes some people stop and others pass by. How can we encounter the light that is so hard to find? We spend our days quickly with the word busy in our mouth. So this is a kanji, Chinese character, how we write in Chinese character, busy, isogashi. This means, the Chinese character means itself, means to lose one's mind. So this part means heart, and this part meaning lose. So meaning to lose one's mind. So are we so busy that we are missing out on the beautiful moments in life and the things that we should really be rejoicing about? We are so busy that our minds are troubled by the worldly affairs in front of us. But Amida Buddha has reached us in recognizable form and to lead us who are suffering in this world to enlightenment. That is Namo Amida Butsu that has reached us. In hearing the Dharma, those who have come before us guide us to stop and make a room in our hearts and minds to see the things surrounding us carefully, which lead us to deepen our appreciation to our lives. So we may have already encountered something important that we have just overlooked. So stop and look and listen carefully. And use your ears, use your eyes, and use your ears, and use your body, and use your words, and use your sometimes, and so that we might be able to appreciate something special that we have been missing. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I'd like to conclude my talk with saying Namo Amida Butsu, Gassho. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Rikame. We will now have Gatha Sayonara on page 103 of the Little Book, followed by the promise located on page 5 of the Little Book and page 15 in the Big Book.
103, right? Okay. 楽しく今日も済みました。優しい親に守られて嬉しいお家へ帰りましょう。さよなら皆さんごきげんよう。さよなら先生を大事に。楽しい今度の集いまで。
The promise.
We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in this noble path every day of our lives.
Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Mr. Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, Mr. Jones, and organist Mr. Nishimura, and musician Elaine Jones. Are there any announcements?
Good morning. Yesterday, October 14th, we had an event sponsored by Minanomura called an awareness and acceptance gathering, but we previewed the film A Profound Silence that was done by the Gardena Buddhist Church Ichimi group. We had a great turnout. We were very appreciative of the fact that Marie Miyashiro and Wayne Itoga of the Gardena Buddhist Church Ichimi group were here, along with Mrs. Janet Umezu. But we also had a lot of help here locally. So I want to thank Al Hiranaga for doing all the facility work and all the work on the AV system, along with Phyllis Sugimoto and Karen Hiranaga, who did the registration and all the kitchen stuff with the snacks. And we had lots of both homemade and donated snacks. So Lynn Yamiichi, Elaine Ando, Karen Hiranaga, Phyllis Sugimoto provided snacks, and then Dennis Akizuki was there to help us with both setup and cleanup. Rinban and Reverend Mikami, we always are appreciative of their help and support. And the office staff, Deborah Asso and Randy Suzuki, helped us with a number of things, including scheduling and copying, folding, and getting checks ready for reimbursements and so on. And all of the attendees stayed afterwards to help us put away the tables and chairs, which, as you know, the tables in the gym can be pretty heavy at times. If you're interested in learning more about what Minanomura does or getting involved, please contact either me or Elaine and let us know. We would love to have more people involved with this organization. Thank you.
Hi, I am Marcus Sakurai, and I am from Boy Scout Troop 611. Boy Scouts is having our e-waste event next Saturday on October 21st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The list of what is and what is not accepted can be found on the flyer in the back of the Hondo. Thank you for supporting Troop 611.
Hi, my name is Clinton.
And I'm Bryson.
As we approach the holiday season, our Cub Scout Pack 611 is selling beautiful holiday decorative wreaths and decorations.
Your purchase will help support Pack 611 and my scouting experience. This year we are offering two options.
First, we have local delivery of a wreath or centerpiece that will be delivered approximately a few days before Thanksgiving.
We will also have direct delivery of a large selection of items that can be sent directly to you or as a gift to a special someone on your list.
The deadline for all orders will be Monday, October 30th, and can be purchased from any Cub Scout.
Thank you very much for your
support.
support.
Good morning. I'm here to tell you about all the fun things that BWA is doing. We don't necessarily do all the work, you know. And all the fun things that we're doing is this Tuesday, we're having our movie day. So come to the Campbell Theaters, and it's going to be the Creator. Okay, that we're going to Creator. Yeah, I think that's the name of it, Creator. I think it's a Disney movie, right? So anyway, come and join us. I think it starts at 1, and again, it's at the Campbell Theaters off of Winchester and close to Safeway, if you know what that area is. Okay. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have a fundraising California Pizza Kitchen Day. And so it's on Santa Clara location, and come and pick up or delivery of pizza or whatever there. And it's all day again, and it'll be to help support BWA. And just tell them that it's for our fundraiser, and you can get whatever. And then the other thing is the Soul Line dancing class. It's going to be October 29th, so come join us. It's a lot of fun. If you talk to anyone that comes, they'll tell you that it is fun to get out there and get some exercise. Okay. And then my final one is art party. Okay, we have November 4th. It's a Saturday from 1 o'clock until I think 3 or whatever it is. You can come and paint a scenic picture. Okay, and the instructor will be available, and the paints and canvas is all included for $40 per person. But it is again another fundraiser for BWA. We do a lot of fundraising because we do a lot of activities for the church and for other things, and so that's why we're doing it right now. So come join us, you know, and even be a member of BWA. Both men and women can be members of BWA. Okay, and we do a lot of things, and we're trying, and it's not your grandma's club anymore. Okay. So please, so think of it as everybody enjoying. We have young people on our board now in their 30s. Okay, so it's not. So think about joining. And we do a lot of things, and you'll hear about all these things that we do in emails and so forth. Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I just have 2 other things. And just to let you know, as part of BWA, we do have a high school student that is a member of BWA, and she's been a member of the Buddhist Women's Association for several years. So there is no age limit. So if some of you think you're too young, you're not, okay? So first of all, just a reminder is that Nikkei Matsuri is having their artisan fair next door, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday on October 28th from 10 to 4. And BWA is very happy to be able to participate in this event. So please stop by our booth and visit all the other booths. There's, again, over 40 booths there. And then another save the date is actually the first Friday in November. FBWA, which is the Federation, the conference we're having in 2024, we're doing several fundraising events. We're having a fundraiser with Panda Express, so you can order online and use the secret code of 915563, and then order it at your favorite Panda Express for that day, okay? Thank you very much.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following the service, or to visit the Open Door Cafe outside. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Morning, everyone. My name's Steve Onishi, and I'll be your chairperson today. For a while, okay. Before we begin the service, just a reminder there's no food or drinks in the hondo, please. Thank you. Do we have any newcomers? Anyone who's here for the first time? Would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, very good. Well, welcome, Jack. Appreciate you coming. And did you want to introduce yourself too, or? No, we're good. Sorry, we're good. Okay. Well, welcome. Very, very, very nice. We'll begin this morning's service with Sambujo on page 24 in the large service book, followed by Sutra chanting Juseige on page 23 in the small Dharma School service book, and page 93 in the large service.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I was in the office and this woman was asking me questions. So I just said, sorry, you have to go. I'm the chairing the service. So my apologies to you. Okay. Now we will have Minister's Assistant, Dennis Akizuki. Oh, we're doing the song first? Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. No, that's right. We'll be doing, Elaine Jones will teach us a new Gatha with Gassho from the heart, and she will explain the background behind it and, you know, where it was first premiered. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Karen. So, Gassho from the Heart was written by Donna Sasaki just last year. She also wrote We Are One, which you learned last month. She's a very prolific songwriter. This piece is a slower, more lyrical piece. The recording you hear was produced by the BCA Music Committee and premiered at this past May's BWA World Conference in Kyoto. This particular recording represents the music you have here in the Yellow Book. 2 voices singing the soprano or upper line, and 2 voices singing the alto or lower line. The lyrics were written by Renee Maruyama of the Orange County Buddhist Church, along with members of the BCA Music Committee. So for you folks at home, the music will be posted so that you can follow along. And this is what you have in your book. Okay, so since this is a longer Gatha, you notice it's 2 pages long, I'll teach it in 2 segments, the first segment today and the remaining segment next Sunday. So make sure you're here next Sunday because it's going to be so exciting to finish the song. Please follow along on the music while we play the recording. Join in if you like, and then we'll go line by line and then sing just the first part of the Gatha all together. There's a 4-measure intro with flute solo, and then the vocal part starts, okay? That's where we'll stop for today. Okay, so let's go line by line. Actually, you sound great already, but we're going to go line by line, so when we sing it all together again, you'll be so confident, okay? So I'll start, and then you repeat after me, okay? I'll do the first line. Here we've come together, some from near and some afar. Now you go. Here we've come together, some from near and some afar. And I'll go. In spite of all our differences, we reach for the same bright star. Now you go. In spite of all our differences, we reach for the same bright star. And this next part's like the beginning. And on this human pathway, we may Now you go. And on this human pathway, we may err a step or two. Now I'll go. But always we'll remember to feel deep gratitude. Now you go. But always we'll remember to feel deep gratitude. Now I'll go. And hear and say the Nembutsu. Now you go. And say the Nembutsu. Okay, so you know it now, right? Okay, let's stand and we'll just do the first part and then three treasures will follow, okay? Here we've come together, some from near and some afar, in spite of all our differences, we reach for the same bright star, and on this human pathway, we may err a step or two, but always we'll remember to feel deep gratitude and hear and say the Nembutsu.
Okay, thank you, Elaine. So please remain standing. So we're gonna read the three treasures in a page, a small Dharma school book, page on 3. So there's a line saying the where is the in the spirit of universal brotherhood. It's a third verse, paragraph. There is a line going in the spirit of universal brotherhood. So please, when you read it, please replace this line with in the spirit of universal oneness when you read it, okay? But instead of brotherhood, please read it with oneness, okay? Three treasures. Hard is it to be wanting to hear my life? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One? Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be free from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures and truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of enlightenment and awaken ourselves the spring will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of doctrine and gaze wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in a true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage for selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you. Please be seated.
Okay, now we will have a Dharma lesson from Minister's Assistant Dennis Akizuki.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namami Dabbats. Namami Dabbats. So welcome everyone joining us here in the Hondo and watching us at home. We're glad you can join us. So I kind of rewrote this one. Spent the better part of Friday doing it and rewrote it a little bit yesterday. So, you know, it's kind of tough to kind of talk about issues such as what's going on in the Middle East, right? In the last week, we've seen basically another war erupt. Horrible, abominable brutality claiming the lives of thousands and thousands of people, among them many, many innocent men, women, and children. You know, the Middle East is again exploded into battles between Israel and Hamas. This is only continuing the conflict that started in the middle of the last century. I think for many of us, the reaction is horror, helplessness, fear, numbness. We struggle to understand. We struggle at trying to figure out what to do, what anyone could do, right? So can Buddhism help us in our struggle? Maybe, hopefully. I came across an article just the other day, on Friday, which kind of inspired me to write this. An article in Tricycle, and if you don't know Tricycle is a Buddhist publication. And this article is several years old. It was titled, How to Combat Fear. How to Combat Fear. The author is a Buddhist leader I had never heard of. And he actually gave this as a talk, and it was reprinted in Tricycle. And this Buddhist leader is, I hope I pronounce his name, I'm probably going to get it wrong, Gyalwang Drukpa. He's head of a Tibetan school of Buddhism. He is known as an environmentalist and educator. What he does is he's known for expanding spiritual opportunities for women, especially. And women, especially in that part of the world, have struggled for equality. Most notably, one of the things he did, he started a group called the Kung Fu Nuns. You may have heard of the Kung Fu Nuns. Well, he actually was the one, they're under kind of his sect of Buddhism. At the time he started the Kung Fu Nuns, like in 2008, human trafficking was rampant in the Himalayan area, especially after natural disasters. I guess they're struggling to get by. So what do? People sell their baby girls. So what he did was he wanted to kind of empower women. He wanted to get them involved in something that they could be an example to other women in the area. So he hired a Vietnamese Kung Fu master and 10 nuns to teach girls Kung Fu, Chinese martial art. Now there are like 800 nuns in 4 nunneries. They promote gender equality, economic sustainability, and community work. That's kind of just background about him and what he's been doing. So the article, again, is a talk that he gave in 2016. This is and was printed in the May 2019 issue of Tricycle. And he says, I come from a part of the world where ethnic and religious minorities must navigate extremist elements, geopolitical instability, and limited resources. We know about uncertainty, survival, and fear. I've seen many of my own friends base decisions on fear. I've seen communities torn apart by it. I've seen fear creep into different crevices of people's lives and politics. Fear thrives in the absence of mutual understanding and diversity, and it is a poisonous weapon. What he concludes is, one of the things that can combat fear is compassion. He goes on to say, another thing that we can use is karma, and I guess maybe we don't have the same understanding of karma that he does. He says karma could be part of the solution. Karma is, in his eyes, something that can lead you to future. No, karma is, when we understand it, is something that leads you to future consequences, right? You do something bad will happen to you, right? He views karma not as a predestined outcome, but as a potentially a proactive positive force. He says, karma does not mean we accept injustice or inequality. Karma means cause and effect. Karma means we are empowered to be a part of the solution. Karma gives us a method to combat fear, terror, injustice, and inequality. Karma means we are not defined by our situation, but rather by the choices we make. As a believer in karma, I encourage the world to choose courage and compassion. Far too often, we wait for leaders and governments to bring us peace. But think about it. It is individuals who build peace. And when individuals build peace, it is strong, it is lasting, it is genuine. That does not mean we sit nicely on a meditation cushion and enjoy our own inner peace. Peace requires action. Peace requires a real sense of urgency. Peace requires courage and hard work. Peace means that each and every one of us has an obligation to build mutual understanding and an obligation to reject fear. Peace requires us not to only accept, but to celebrate the differences among us. Fear needs us to reject differences. Peace encourages us to embrace differences. So kind of inspiring words, at least I found them inspiring. But as I read the article, I wondered, is this maybe too idealistic? How does this work? Can compassion and karmic action truly help stop carnage, to stop war? Seems like maybe some people might think it's too optimistic, given the complexity of the situations. But if we throw up our hands and say there's nothing we can do, then where does that leave us? Where does that leave us? Leaves us with nothing accomplished. We don't do anything. While Drupka offers an example of what can be done at the grassroots level, that's his Kung Fu nuns, right? These nuns come from different countries, different traditions, different languages. They train together every day. They do things like after there was a devastating earthquake in Nepal in 2015, they made their way over mountains, through rivers, and delivered medicine and other supplies in hard-hit area to hard-hit areas. So just imagine, this is some of the highest mountains in the world, right? And rivers, and so they're going on their own. And probably this is areas that you can't go by car, so they're going by foot. They're going by boat. He says, they rejected fear and chose courage instead. Now, this is not something they do lightly because, as you might expect, there's actually some backlash from more conservative Buddhist elements in that part of the world. They oppose the existence of these nuns. These nuns actually, they lead chanting, right? Which is kind of unheard of in that part of the world, I think. It's men who do all of that. And there actually been threats to burn down the nunneries. So in the year that he gave these remarks at a conference, he and the Kung Fu nuns bicycled from Kathmandu to Kashmir, about 760 miles, to, in his words, celebrate diversity and build understanding. He goes on to say, diversity strengthens us. Diversity is not something to be tolerated. It is to be celebrated. We should welcome it with curiosity, delight, and joy. This is what fear fears. While cycling is a small gesture, I hope we serve as an example of how women, religious leaders, and individuals from all communities have a role in peace building. You can also have a role in peace building. Some of you have a large platform and can speak out for others who are not heard. Some of you are not in public service, but may make a big difference in your workplace, in school, or at home. Every one of us can create an immediate impact and can build peace. And I think bringing that home to us, I think we have activities here at the temple. We serve food for the homeless. We gather toiletries and warm clothes, blankets for the homeless. People knit caps and baby clothes for premature infants. We do a lot of those things. And yesterday we had an example of this, what I think he's talking about. We had LGBTQ program, and we showed the movie, the name escapes me, Profound Silence. And we have Mino Nomura, a village for everyone. Well, what does that mean? That means, there are people within our Sangha, outside our Sangha, who are struggling with issues and they don't know who to turn to, right? And so I think Mino Nomura is a place where they can feel welcome. They can talk about things. They can talk about things in confidence with people. I think we have people here who have experienced those same issues that they're going through. And that's one way I think that we can follow what he's talking about, and what we can, at the ground level, start the process of understanding, of compassion, of rejecting fear, of fighting fear, and embracing diversity. There was a great line that he said, we should welcome diversity with curiosity, delight, and joy. And that was a pretty cool thing to say, I think. And I found that as pretty cool, just coming from somebody from his part of the world. I think with the kind of traditions that and the gender inequality within Buddhism in that part of the world, for him to kind of come out and say all these things is a pretty, I think, in some ways, a courageous thing for him to do. And I think he provides an example to us as Buddhists here in the United States of what we can do. So, with that, please join me in Gassho and Saint Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. Get us thinking about ways we can use compassion to promote peace. Please rise now for Gatha Ondokusan. It's on page 76 in the small Dharma school book.
Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Please be seated. Thank you.
Okay, announcements. I know people have announcements.
Good morning. As Dennis referred, yesterday we had the Minanomura event for LGBTQ acceptance and awareness, and we're very grateful for the fact that we had a good turnout. We had about 30 people there in total, a little more. We had the Billy DeFrank Center and San Jose PFLAG there supporting us and in attendance. And we were very grateful that the folks that were behind the production of A Profound Silence, the Ichimi organization, sent Marie Miyashiro and Wayne Itoga from down south. They came up, as did Mrs. Janet Umezu came down from the North Bay to join us. She's been here before with us, supporting us. But we also had a lot of great help putting this together. So Al Hiranaga did all of the AV work for us and made sure we had sound and picture and everything. Phyllis Sugimoto and Karen Hiranaga made sure we had the registration desk covered and set up all the snacks and everything. And then we had a lot of people preparing homemade snacks and donating other snacks. Lynn Yamiichi, Lane Ando, Karen Hiranaga, Phyllis Sugimoto, and so on. Dennis Akizuki was there to help us set up and tear down. Rinban Sakamoto dropped in on us and stayed as long as he could. The office staff has always been a great help to us. Deborah Asso and Randy Suzuki, copying, folding programs, doing the check processing for us and making arrangements for us. And then the larger group of folks stayed behind and helped us put away all the tables and chairs. So it was a great event. The highlight for me was this is the first time that Elaine has, in a group of people, told our story about our journey in the LGBTQ, which was a big moment in our journey to have her do that. But we're very grateful for all the support we get here. We'd really like to see more people get involved with Mina Nomura. We'd really like to see more people from the LGBTQ community itself step forward and be seen and be heard so we can better serve the community. So again, thank you for all of your support, and thank you to everybody that helped put this on.
I have 4 announcements, and I'm sorry if you've heard it before, but the first of them from BWA, we have a fundraiser this week. It's on Wednesday, October 18th. It's at the California Pizza Kitchen on Monroe Street. So don't go to the one at Valley Fair because that's the wrong location. So go to the one on Monroe Street, mention BWA, and again, it's a fundraiser. The second thing we have is BWA is having a paint party. It's on Saturday, November 4th. It costs $40. It's in the gym. All the painting supplies are supplied. They're going to have instruction on what you're going to paint. But the big thing to remember is that the form and check needs to be received by October 29th. And there are forms in the back if you're interested. The next thing is save the date again for not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. On Saturday, October 28th, Nikkei Matsuri is having their artisan fair right next door, and BWA is happy to participate in this event. We have a booth. It's a corner booth, so please stop by if you can. That's 10 to 4 on October the 28th. And lastly, FBWA conference we have where Coast District is hosting it. It's in 2024, but we've been fundraising. We have another fundraiser scheduled for Friday, November 3rd. It's a Panda Express fundraiser. You need to have the special code of 915563. Order online and go to your favorite Panda Express. Thank you.
Hello. Boy Scout Troop 611 will host e-waste collection this coming Saturday, October 21st, in the 4th Street parking lot from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I think there's flyers in the back, and there's a flyer on the bulletin board in front of the gym that explains what will and what will not be accepted. So Saturday, October 21st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay, thank you for all the announcements. So I would like to thank Mikame Sensei, Dennis Akizuki for his Dharma talk, Michael Jones and Sumita Nabe, and to Elaine Jones for teaching us the Gatha this morning, and for our tech support, Paul Endo. So thank you all for attending the service this morning. We'll have closing Gassho, and then please come forward for incense offering. There will be refreshments in the multi-purpose room. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, so please remain in Gassho. Place your hands together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Thank you. Just my name and signature. And then your role here. Oh, okay. May I? Okay. Are you kind of high school student?
Yeah,
Or,
high school student.
wow, cool. Thank you. 亀。
And what kind of service was this?
This is like a daily Sunday service. Yeah. Thank you so much.
There's like no name for anything?
Huh?
There's like no name for the service? Huh?
What does it mean?
Like, is there like a name for the service?
Morning service. Do you want me to
Yeah,
write
please
it
write
down? Okay. Here?
Yeah. No, right
Here.
Yeah.
Here. Sunday morning. Oh, morning